Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and to our ranking member Jacobs, and to all our witnesses. Ambassador Pratt, thank you for your many years of service to our country. I'll just open by saying I am a man of deep faith. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I have no problem sharing that. I am also troubled by the state of religious freedom in Nigeria and around the world. So I want to be clear up front, violence against Christians in Nigeria is a serious issue. Christians are being massacred and communities are living in constant fear. But this suffering is not just confined to one religious group. Masad Boulos, President Trump's own senior advisor for Africa, recently said, quote, "People are suffering from all sorts of backgrounds. This is not specifically targeted at one group or other. Terrorism has no color and no religion and no tribe." President Trump's own senior advisor. Muslims and Christians alike have lived under the constant threat of extremist groups like Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa for far too long. And so the real story here for me is not about Nigeria's intent at the institutional level to persecute people based on faith. Instead, it's really an issue of capacity. The Nigerian government lacks the means to protect communities against groups that kill indiscriminately. To be clear, this does not abdicate the Nigerian government from responsibility. A government's duty is to protect its people, and when there's a failure to do so, whether that's neglect or corruption or governance, leaders must be held accountable. But capacity within Nigerian institutions maintain peace is a real question, and we should be asking what the U.S. is doing to help Nigeria build that capacity. Are we offering real partnerships or just threatening airstrikes and sanctions? Or instead, are we thinking about technical support, training, and investment in the institutions that prevent violence in the first place? So let's work together to fix what is broken, and I appreciate the ranking member for opening up this hearing with additional support options, and I want to thank, again, the chairman for convening this. On the issue of capacity, Ambassador Pratt, you've said that Nigeria needs to do more. If they don't have the capacity to do more, we should help with that. And so I want to know, I guess my question there is, does the State Department assess that the Nigerian government has the capacity to protect Christians and other religious groups from extremist violence?
Nigeria is a very wealthy country, very populous country. We believe that this is a question of focus. There is a security problem in Nigeria, a very serious one, that we are trying to help the country address. And we have brought tools to the table in terms of U.S. programs and assistance. In particular, on the issue we're discussing today, we would like to see more focus on that particular issue, in addition to addressing the larger security question that you referred to.
Okay, I look forward to working with you on that. One other issue that's important to me is youth and youth development. The U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom's 2025 annual report recommended broad support for Nigerian civil society organizations. The U.S. has historically done that. A State Department-funded program in northeast Nigeria called Nigerian Youth Care brought together Christian and Muslim youth leaders to promote dialogue between those two communities. These programs divided Nigerian youth with mentorship and training on how to bridge religious divides. Unfortunately, that program was disrupted for months because of stop work orders, and the State Department did not grant the implementer an extension of the project at the end of the fiscal year. To either the ambassador or Mr. McGee, can you explain why this project did not receive a no-cost extension at the end of the year? And would you recommend to the Secretary to reinstitute this program to reduce violence and promote that interfaith dialogue?
Thank you for your question, Representative. As I said earlier, the United States is by far the most generous country with our foreign aid, and we plan to still be the most generous country with our foreign aid, as Secretary Rubio has said. So some programming that you mentioned, we actually have ongoing programming in my bureau that leads to early warning, early response systems that also includes dialogue between religious communities. As many members have stated, this is a complex problem. It's not one that can be addressed with one neat solution. There are, of course, like every human action, multiple drivers of this persecution, and there are multiple communities being affected, not just Christians, as you mentioned. Yeah. But we must tell the truth. That begins an honest relationship with the Nigerians is to tell them that a lot of this violence is driven by religion, religious persecution, religious extremist ideology. And so in terms of programming, we're committed to the programming that we have on the ground that is effective. It's saving lives, and we are reviewing every foreign assistance dollar at the State Department to make sure that taxpayer dollars are used effectively and actually helps people on the ground.
It's great. I thank you both for your time and your testimony today. I look forward to following up on those programs with you. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back. Thank you.
I'd like to now